As you talk sports, today we're talking boxing, and we have got a cracker of a card. Viddal Riley, 12-0 versus Isaac Chamberlain, 16-3. This is a fight that's been heating up for months and months and even years, and it's going down February the 1st. Will Viddal prove all the doubters wrong and show that he does have what it takes to be world level? Or will Isaac Chamberlain also prove his doubters wrong who say he can't reach that world level? Well, we're going to find out. Let's get straight into it. So yeah, Viddal is taking on Isaac Chamberlain. And we're going to talk a little bit about Viddal first. Viddal is someone, he's been in the media's eye from the get-go. Obviously rising to fame, training KSI for the Joe Weller fights and the Logan Paul fights. And I believe Gibb against Jake Paul. So there's already been this massive spotlight on Viddal from the second, before he even stepped into the ring. I'm sure you guys will remember when KSI said, Viddal Riley is going to be the boxing world champion after he beat Joe Weller. And as Viddal's turned professional, there's kind of been this label over him that, he's an influencer boxer. He's not a serious professional boxer. If you're a boxing fan like I am, as I'm sure many of you are, you know that this narrative is absolute nonsense. Viddal Riley has had a stacked amateur career. He's beaten amazing fighters. Famously, he beat Daniel Dubois in the amateurs. Viddal Riley is a serious operator, and he's shown this at amateur, as I've said, and even at professional level. He beat Mikhail Lowell. He's the English champion. He took on a heavyweight the other week on like 2 days' notice, I believe. Viddal Riley is a serious operator. Yet despite this, the media and social media, and they keep kind of trying to put Viddal in this box that he's not the guy that people say he is, and that he is just an influencer boxer. I spoke to him about it today in my interview that I did with him. But yeah, this narrative has been kind of hanging over Viddal's head for a little while, and if he's victorious over Isaac Chamberlain, I think all those narratives will be dead in the water. In my opinion, they should have been dead for a while, but even in the press conference today, he got asked it. But I think if he's victorious against Isaac Chamberlain, everybody in the boxing world and social media will understand Viddal Riley is a serious boxer who is capable of being a world champion. Now let's move on to Isaac Chamberlain, a fighter who's fought a lot of the biggest guys in the British scene, Lawrence Okoli, Chris Billam-Smith, Jack Massey, but the problem is he's had these big fights, but they've not always gone his way. It seems like when he does get to those top levels, he does come up short. But the thing is, when I say come up short, there's emphasis on the short, because all of these fights are very, very close fights, which people could argue that he won. But obviously, boxers don't really care about who could have won or should have won. They care about who did win. And Isaac Chamberlain, he's not somebody who, I don't think he has that one statement victory on his career. He's shown what he can do. He's shown his ability. He's shown his power, but he hasn't got that, that one big name on his record. And Viddal Riley certainly would be that big name. Everyone knows Isaac's a big puncher. Everyone knows him for his chitter-chatter. But however, in the build-up to this fight, we've seen Isaac taking a different approach. He's been a lot more quiet, a lot more timid. He says it's because he's matured. I spoke to them both about it. Yeah, we're seeing a different type of Isaac Chamberlain in the run-up to this fight. And I wonder if that's, as he says, is because he's more locked in and focused. And, we see that translate into the ring. So now we're going to kind of take a look at where this kind of beef kind of really started, on the public eye. This was after Viddal Riley beat Mikhail Lowell, an opponent who Isaac Chamberlain has already defeated. So yeah, we're going to have a look at that now. So we've got Isaac Chamberlain, Viddal Riley. This is after Viddal won, as I said.
Listen, you beat that same guy and started shedding tears. You see any tears on my face?
That's something funny, actually, because that is actually true. Isaac Chamberlain beat Mikhail Lowell, and after it, he started crying, and Viddal made a good point. I just beat that guy. Viddal beat him quite convincingly. He said, you see the tears from me?
What kind of performance is that? That performance was dead.
Oof.
So, listen, this standard to me. This is we expected this. You punches. You're told your own coach is telling you to be brave. Because you're not on it in that ring, bro.
I think that's a very interesting point. Isaac said, your own coach is telling you to be brave. And I think that's something that all fighters hate to hear. That they're a coward, they're not about it. And that's what Isaac's saying straight to Viddal's face. His coach and himself know that he's not really about it.
You're out here running scared, bro. Don't do that. Just because Bobby has to talk to you all kind, yeah. And my dad can talk to me how he likes. Don't start piping up with the blue shades. Don't start. Wait, what? Say be brave, Isaac. What? You don't have no heart. Your coach has to tell you to be brave.
Ooh, he said it again.
What? You can run it whenever.
He's getting heated.
You didn't say that before. This October. You didn't say that before.
Isaac's trying to say he's been calling him out for longer.
Now I'm here. What, bro? Then I guess this is where you get involved.
One thing I've got to note is Viddal seems very chill and calm and collected. And I kind of feel like that's just how he is as a person. Whenever I speak to him, whenever I've seen him, he's not like all erratic. But we see Isaac, he's you know, and he's changed. You know what I mean? Viddal stayed the same. He stayed calm and cool. But we see here Isaac, and we've seen in his previous fights, you know, aggressive and But you know, he's not like that today. And in a couple previous weeks.
Let's make this a party. Come on in, Ben Shalom. So, what do we do? So, what do we do here to make this happen? Because there are mandatories in there, and it's okay.
I think at the end of that clip, there was someone else trying to get involved. But as you see, there's real tension there. You know what I mean? This is why I say this is the fight that British boxing needs, because we want to see those fights. And obviously, Riyadh Season is doing an amazing thing, putting on these fights that we could never dream of. You know, Fury and Usyk out in Saudi. But something about a British dust-up between two British fighters in London. They're both from London. That's another thing. Tottenham versus Brixton, North London versus South London. You know, there's all the makers of an all-time British classic here. So now we're going to take a look at Viddal's performance and Isaac's performance against Mikhail Lawal. They both were victorious, but we're going to kind of compare and kind of see what we can gain, and you know, see if we can take any insights to see who's going to win between these two based on the common opponent. And a little bit of a backstory on Mikhail Lawal. Very tough fighter. He's known for his ferocious power. And yeah, first we're going to take a look at Isaac's fight against Mikhail Lawal. So as you can even see by this face-off, you know, there's... I was there this night and the atmosphere was crazy. Both men kind of filled the seats with their own people, and yeah. Ooh, big left hook there, and look at this. Just, as I said before, Isaac Chamberlain just comes no matter what. He's there, he's ready. So at times this fight was scrappy, which is always, it's never what a fan wants to see. But as we can see, Isaac Chamberlain working the inside nicely. Look at his face, ferociousness. And I kind of feel like Mikhail Lawal just kind of didn't know what was coming. He was just outdone in there, you know what I mean? As we can see, we've got Isaac Chamberlain here, 6th round, still putting on that pressure. And again, more of a hugging fest, 7th round here. And Mikhail Lawal is starting to come forward against Isaac. We saw him box on the front foot before, but now he's on the back foot. I think Lawal has a little bit of success here, but you know, nothing too serious. We've never seen, you know what I mean, we didn't see Isaac in this fight get hurt or anything. Now we're in the 11th round. 11 rounds of fighting with this pressure, York Hall, and Isaac Chamberlain still got that engine dancing around at the end here. And yeah, Lawal, he knew he needed a knockout. And there we see Isaac Chamberlain celebrating before the fight's even over. And yeah, that was a dominant performance. As you can see here, this is what Viddal mentioned before. He was emotional, he's crying. Yeah, unanimous decision. Isaac Chamberlain won. But yeah, I think the reason why we see that emotion is kind of true to what Isaac said. He had a great performance. People were kind of counting him out, and he comes against Mikhail Lawal. But a lot of people said Mikhail Lawal's going to stop Isaac Chamberlain, and he puts on a boxing clinic like that. So I think this is an amazing performance from Isaac Chamberlain. Now let's take a look at how Viddal performed against the same opponent. For context, Viddal Riley fought Mikhail Lawal in March of this year, and yeah, it was a much more different fight, as you're going to see with these clips. Obviously, with the Isaac fight, Isaac was kind of taking it more to Mikhail Lawal. But this is more of a boxer's performance. So yeah, we're gonna jump in here and yeah, we're gonna take a little look. So yeah, we're in the 3rd round here, and as you can see there, Viddal just popping the jab out, ducking over Lawal's right hand. You can already see the difference here. Viddal Riley, he's not pushing Mikhail Lawal. He's on the back foot, just flicking his jab out, as you saw there. And it's a very disciplined performance, as you're gonna see here in these clips. Lawal lands nothing of note really on Viddal. So we're in the 4th round here, and I just see Viddal feinting there, and just look at him, back foot, double jab out, you know, just discipline. Left hand, right hand, dodges Lawal's punches. Nice little check hook there. Viddal really showed in this fight discipline and technical ability. It's just it was a very underrated performance in my opinion. So now we're seeing Mikhail Lawal really push Viddal, 5th round, and just evaded. That's a big right hand. Just, you know, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Viddal Riley has very good technical boxing ability, and just his feints and his movement as well. I think that's something that's very underrated from him. He's a very good mover, you know. A boxer has his feet in check and can really, you know, use his feet to his advantage. Has a massive advantage when they're in there, because your feet are arguably one of the most important things, as we saw another quick jab there, because your feet get you in danger and out of danger. And if you've got quick feet and you know you're coordinated, you can really avoid danger well and not get caught by stupid shots. And then we're gonna see here the last 10 seconds again, just Viddal flicking the jab out, and even though he's won this convincingly, still for the last 10 seconds puts it a bit on the wall, big right hand there, and just, yeah, rounds off a really, really impressive performance. Something else that's important to know is Viddal actually broke his rib, I believe, in the second round of this fight. And I'm sure you can imagine that makes it very uncomfortable. You're fighting with a broken rib against one of Britain's most fierce punchers, one of the most fiercest punchers in this division, and you're fighting with a broken rib. So I think all in all, it's a very, very good performance from Viddal. And if you can really take much from this and much from Isaac's performance, I think Isaac was probably the more entertaining fight with Mikhail Lowell, but Viddal, I think that impressed me more as a boxer, Viddal's performance, because it was such a more disciplined performance. He didn't get caught with any shots, and yeah, you know, as Viddal said, it's natural for him, you know what I mean? It wasn't a big deal for him, but yeah, I think Viddal had a better performance, in my opinion. So this is actually Viddal's fight against Dan Garber, who was a heavyweight. He took on 2 days' notice. His last fight, I believe, in December in Liverpool. So let's take a little look. You see Viddal stalking him down, despite the fact he's smaller. Oh, feinting with the... Ooh, if we take that back, this is something Viddal is very good at. Feinting with the lead hand, and then coming with a big right hand over the top, as we saw there. That's a brutal one, and that's the one that really dazed Dan Garber. And then Viddal just relentless, just bullying him. Very nice finish there from Viddal. And yeah, heavyweight, short notice. We saw the power there, and as we see, he's feeling himself. But yeah, that was Viddal's last performance. And I think the only problem is Dan Garber, he's not the most high level of opponent, so you can't necessarily take too much from this. But what we did see is Viddal, he can stalk down a bigger opponent, who Isaac is bigger today. I saw at the face-off, Isaac is slightly bigger, and he's got that power. He carries the power in both hands. Obviously, the big right hand's the one that dazed down here, and he came with that relentless onslaught to the body and the head. So this fight is Isaac Chamberlain's last fight against Jack Massey. Jack Massey was actually victorious in this fight. He went on to fight for the world title against Jai Opetaia, but we're 1 minute 15 seconds left of the 7th round. Isaac Chamberlain is losing. I'm going to take a little look. Yeah, we see... Oh, that's a big left hook. And this is the thing about Isaac Chamberlain. No matter what, win, lose or draw, big shots there. Win, lose or draw for Isaac Chamberlain, he comes to fight. You see his bloody mouth, Jack Massey there. You do not get in the ring with Isaac Chamberlain and leave unscathed. You can maybe get victorious, but nobody goes into the Isaac Chamberlain swimming pool without getting wet. It's just not possible. So now we're gonna have a look into my interview with Viddal today and whether he's been frustrated at this new Isaac. You know, is he playing mind games? Like, what's going on?
Is that kind of why you may be a bit frustrated that Isaac's not doing what we know he can do?
I'm not even frustrated for me. Like I said, if he doesn't talk or he talks, it doesn't change the fight. The fight is the fight. He's still who he is. Do you know what I mean? I know he's trying to do the reserve. Like you don't really know how to treat me. Oh yeah, I'm catching you off guard, bro. No one cares. I don't care.
I think this is a very interesting snippet there from Viddal, because as much as he says he's not annoyed, I feel like you can kind of see a little bit there. It is a bit frustrated. You know, he does want that big, big verbal back and forth, because it is a big fight over your arena, Wembley. I think 10,000 people there. But he is saying that, at the end of the day, whilst, I do want it to be a big builder, we're going to get into the ring, we're going to fight. You talking, you not talking, me talking, me not talking, you're still going to lose the fight. I think that's what Viddal's trying to say.
Last thing, obviously, you mentioned before, you feel like it's going to be a real firefight. How does that firefight end?
It's a dub. It's a dub. I don't know if it is going to be a firefight. It might not need to be one.
Decisive, dub.
Yeah, but decisive for sure.
That's right. I think what you can gain from this interview is Viddal is very confident. He even said there, I think it could be a fight. It might not be a fight. Viddal fully well believes this is an opportunity that he takes out Isaac easily. Oh man, this is such a good fight, and I'm just really struggling to pick a winner, because I think both men, they've got such great attributes. So now we're going to look at a snippet from my interview today with Isaac Chamberlain. You can find the full interview in the description. I'm going to leave it a link below. I asked him a very good question, in my opinion. I asked him, a lot of people are kind of saying that you've reached your level. Have you reached your level? You know what I mean? Because as a boxer, that's something that's very disrespectful. People kind of saying you can't get any better, or you're not able to reach the world level. So I just kind of asked this question because I wanted to see, if it bothered Isaac, or if he had that, fire inside of him. So yeah, let's take a little look at it now. Do you have bigger things planned after you deal with Viddal, as I'm sure you believe you're going to do?
Of course I have bigger things, but the main focus is focusing on right now. And that's what I'm trying to do.
So as we saw there, something very key that I think Isaac said, he said, yeah, I've got bigger plans than Viddal Riley. A lot of people are kind of building this fight up as Viddal Riley, you know, is a stepping stone onto bigger things. But Isaac's saying, no, I've got bigger things planned as well. It's not, you know what I mean? This isn't the Viddal Riley show. And I think that was a promising answer if you're an Isaac Chamberlain fan. That was a mature answer in the sense he said, even though I've got bigger things planned, it's all eyes are locked in on Viddal Riley. But yeah, as much as I think it's going to be a hard fight to predict, it is prediction time. And how I think this fight is going to go, I don't think it's going to be a fight. I think what's going to happen is Isaac's going to come game. He's going to push Viddal. He might even win some of the early rounds, to be honest. But I think Viddal's boxing, you know, his technique and his class is going to be too much for Isaac. And I see Viddal winning this by a clear point decision. I don't see Viddal stopping Isaac because I feel like, you know, we see a bit of the power against Dan Garber. But, you know, Isaac Chamberlain is a very tough operator. You know, he's not going to go down easily. But yeah, it's going to be a great fight. And just as I mentioned, a fight that British boxing needs. And we've got it. So yeah, stay tuned for future videos. As I mentioned before, if you want to see the full interviews of Isaac and Viddal below, check them out. Link in the description. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.